Right, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got more 3DS's. Both apparently have no power. I think these pair came to 50 quid. So let's take one of these and plug it in. And yep, no power there. And no power there. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop the back off. I have got a battery that's got a small amount of juice in it. That appears to be loose anyway. That appears to be loose anyway. Off that comes. Let's have that battery out, put that to one side. And this battery here has some power in it. Okay, that's handy. Power's on. Let's pull this sticker off. Does it? Yes. So that fires up. Battery power's running low. But either way, that's mangled onto there. This is falling apart. Well, that's basically had it. So that works but doesn't charge. And let's try the same on this one. Chuck that battery up there, grab this one, and please do the same. That one powers on. Are we gonna, again, this is knackered. That's no good. And yeah, that powers up as well. Oh wow, there's 8 billion folders made, most of which look like they haven't got anything in them. But that one, let's just try the settings. Let's see how this touchscreen works, because it looks like there's a little dent in it. Yeah. Retry. Okay, seems all right, but we need to work out why they're not charging. Let's start with the blue one, shall we? So I'm going to grab this black one over here, which I need to sort out at some point. Just take one of these batteries and well, that doesn't want to charge. There it does. Fair enough. Let's get that charging up and let's get this apart. I'm going to turn the soldering iron on because I'd like some warmth in this office. It's freezing cold in here. So it could either be the charging port or it could be the a fuse, could be anything, but those are the most likely outcomes. I think. So it looks fairly clean inside, doesn't look too bad. This, not sure if you can get a good look at that, but that doesn't look great at all. So let's get zoomed in down here. That's about, I like that a lot. I can actually see what I'm doing. So let's get some solder. Good job I did turn that on now, really. We're all set to go. Yeah, that focus works really well. Oh, let's put it back down here. So, I don't know why it's being a nuisance today, but it is. I'm going to zoom myself out and just fold this bit in a little, so it's got some sort of grip to it. Let's give it a little squirt of cleany stuff inside, and we want to see an orange light pop up. There, yes. So that one should be good to go. I mean, that's a really nice, simple fix. All I've had to do is take the back off. While I'm in here, let's get this off. And let's get that analog stick replaced. So, not sure if you can see what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to pull this piece off, and then here I'm going to push one of these sides through the other side until it clicks like that, and then from the back twist it out and that disappears. Unfortunately, I have a few spares, so we'll take this one, flip it upside down. In fact, I'll put this back in first, pop the lid open, and then yeah, take that, and I'll put one side in. It's a bit trickier to try and get in with that, but once it's in and you hold that in place, you can spin it round and there you go. We've got a new analog stick cover. So I'll just get that back on there. Lovely. and we'll have our screws back in. And then we can put it back together, put it on charge, and once the pink one's resolved, we can give them both a good test. I'm hoping the pink one's just the same, and it's purely just a little bit of soldering. Make this a really dull video, but also a quick way to save your 3DS, should that be the case, because obviously they do get a lot of action, as it were, plugging and unplugging chargers in. So yeah, let's just put a battery in there. Where's my charging cable gone? Right, that's a PSP. There's the 3DS. So you go in there, and yeah, charging. I'll pull this off before it gets listed and give it all a good clean up, but we don't need that on the video. But yeah, that appears to work okay. Does it read a cartridge? Yep. Does the camera work inside and out? Oh no, you can't access that. Yep. Oh, interesting. Return home. We could have more of it. Let's see what firmware it's on. 9.9, fair enough. Right, I'll leave that to charge, and then we'll come back to that in a bit. I won't put the screws in yet. Power off, because I'm not sure about that issue with the screen, or sorry, with the camera. So let's get rid of this. That's the knackered one, and we'll have the screws out of this one. The whole reason that black one that I first used to try and charge the batteries is still sitting here is because it needs the 3D slider dealing with. Oh, I've just dropped that in there. Yeah, it needs a 3D slider and a touch screen sorting on it, and I hate getting to the top screen on these things, hence why it remains where it is. Oh great, I'm going to take this off and you'll see exactly why this isn't charging. Because pop, there's the charging port. Shall we put it back on? I mean, wow. well and truly not connected. Not overly happy with that. Looks a bit wonky. But let's see, have we got that? Doesn't even fit in. Wow. That's completely on the piece. There you go. We have power. It's a little bit loose, so dab that down a bit. Yep, it works. Does the case fit? That'll be the next concern. And I'm going to go with no, because of this. That looks bent out of shape. Let's get this off again. What I should have done before attaching that back to the board was tried to straighten it up. But it's a bit late now, I don't want to take it off. Also, this looks a bit mangled up as well. Well, that shouldn't look like that. Let's have a look at the black one. in comparison. The one in pink looks to be a mess. Fortunately, I've got another one. So, let's see if this one fits okay. Pretty much that fits all right. The only problem is it's missing all of its gubbins. So let's, oh wow, it's missing all of its gubbins. I'm gonna see if I've got another one. Yep, there we go. That one's got all the stuff in it. So let's sling them to the side. They'll do for spares. It's okay. All this stuff just laying about. Perhaps that's why it fitted so well, because yep, but that's good. Does it still do the thing we wanted to do? Does the light still come on? Yep, and if I wiggle it about, it doesn't go off. So let's chuck in one of the batteries. See if the camera works on this one. Put it on charge, of course. Then it needs to come off again so I can do this. Ugh. Well, the R button doesn't work. Brilliant. Camera. Rear camera works. Internal camera works. Brilliant. Close, close. Give me a cartridge, please. Yep. But I need to sort out the R button and this. Okay. Just keep that battery charging up. Right. So it's that one there. Let's try it with some goop in there for a bit. Leave that for a minute or two whilst I deal with this. there's some filth. Ugh. Lovely. Right, try that again, shall we? I want a battery. I've got a few behind me that are just laying about. Any of these got power in? Nope. Nope. Yes, nice blue light. We'll try that again. So, does the R button work? Now it's had a good... No, L button works, R button doesn't. So we are going to need to have the back off again. And this time, I'm going to have to actually replace it. So, it's annoying that it's this side because there's so many epoxy screws. And then we've got this, which should lift up. And this here is the offending piece of toot. Let's just try. It would be nice if I could clean that and just use it again. What we want to see is this moving when I push that button. If it actually decides it wants to turn on. Like it did, and then I pulled it off. But that looks like it might be coming back to life. So, lift that up a bit and just squirt a bit of isopropyl alcohol in there. Squeeze it back down. Put it back on the board again. I'd love it if you could power these on with just a cable instead of having to hold the battery in place. But you have to have a battery in to get power on this. That's not really working. I'm just going to put a replacement in. I did notice whilst getting the replacement that there should be a screw here, so someone's been inside before. Makes a change, doesn't it? Something from eBay and someone's had a go at fixing it already. Who would have thought? We've never seen that before, have we? Struggling with this one. I mean, this is definitely where it came from. I'm just so confused right now. I just went to have a look at another one just for a laugh, and yeah, that needs to lift up that way, because it does go in there. But that bit needs to come up. There you go. Right, that was trickier than it needed to be, and yeah, there's a screw that goes in there that wasn't on this one, but was on the other. So maybe I'd stolen it from another one at some point. Either way, sling this back on here. Chuck those in. Let's give it another test. And hopefully we're all good. And then this one will be done, apart from replacing that top lens, as it's a bit of a mess. that's not the one, this is the one. Power on. Oh, I see this go blip, 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 and do some things. Marvellous. Both left and right work a treat. And then the camera opens up. So apart from taking this off and replacing it, we are good. So let's get some screws back in here. And then we can check on that other one. If it still doesn't work, I'm going to go off and update it to the latest firmware. I'm going to update both of them to the latest firmware, but hopefully that will solve any issues if it's software related. If not, then we're going to have to take it all apart again. Well, have to take it apart properly this time. Strip it down and replace the camera. Although I can do the camera with the back off, yeah. So that's not too bad. Well, I can test the camera ribbon with the back off. I can just plug another one in. Yep, they're all in. Lovely. Obviously the back of this needs a bloody good clean as well. Does it read an SD card? That's the other thing. I want to see it creating a home menu once I've plugged that in. SD card removed. Yep, creating home menu, so that's good. It reads an SD card. We'll save that one for later. Let's turn that off. Move that to one side. And let's have a check on this one again. Oh well, the R button's not working on there, or the L button, so that's grand. They could be part of the reason why that's not working. And yeah, it crashes as soon as you go to the camera. So let's hoy the power out, take the back off, try that again. In fact, I've got this wonderful shell here. That'll make life a bit easier, won't it? Because I can just put the battery in and not have to hold it quite so weirdly. Try the camera again. still not, and still not. So fortunately, I think I've got one 3DS camera ribbon laying about. It goes this side. I mean, what I can do is pop that out. Pop this one in. Brilliant, just fold it down here. For now, put that back in because that's the speakers and backlight, so it won't work without that in. And then, yeah, we're going to have to do the bodge job of holding this here, power it on. If it still doesn't work, then we've got a problem and I don't know what it is. I will try and update the software. No, there we go. Inner. Yeah, obviously it's going to be just pictures of the mat and whatnot because that camera is flapping loose, but that works. Now what happens if I pop this back out and reseat the original camera? Because that would be really nice if I didn't have to take it apart and replace it. It'd be really nice, but I've got a feeling that's not going to be the case, is it? We are replacing the camera. I think. But at least we know there's no hardware on the motherboard wrong with it. It is to do with that camera. What a pain in the backside. Yeah, camera's had it. So I'm going to go and update the other one, and then we'll strip this one down and replace the camera with that one there. Brilliant. Right, well, I've wandered off and charged the other, updated the other 3DS, and there's nothing exciting on there. No ambassador program games, so that's a bit sad. But it's time to pull out this manky old thing. Right, these usually pop out and go back in. That one is not ever going back in because it's basically fallen apart. That one's okay, but maybe not. If I can find a pair from the box of spare parts, that would be lovely. Ugh. But yeah, this needs to come up. Get peeled off, and then I can get to the screws which are underneath. Right, that's that done. While we're here, I'm going to remove this. Obviously I've got to remove it, but I'm going to replace it for a different one. Even though I've put the new thing in, it's looking a bit worse for wear around the hinges, I've noticed. So I might as well, as I'm in here, just replace it. So let's get all the screws out. Ping these up here. I'm going to leave the bottom screen attached because I might as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Pop that over there. Just bring this back for a minute. And this, because I don't want to lose them. Not just yet. That needs to get unplugged. And right. Well, that's come out, that's come out. These don't want to come out, but they're out. So now that's unscrewed, I should be able to push right down on this and lift up here so that separates, and then it clicks off. Now we're onto there, which is good, but we need this here to come out. Should be a little bit of plastic there to come out. And then if you get your tweezers, right down there is the hinge. And if you see, I'm pushing it through. It's not all the way through, but I said through enough. And then that can pop off there. Fold those back, put that to that side, bring these back, and there's this ridge here. You need to get those cables carefully through there. I mean, not so carefully with the camera one because it's knackered anyway, but as I want to salvage the rest of them, I don't want to trash them. Put you there for a minute, and we can see, just looking here, that isn't going to be long before it, oh, completely snapped. So yeah, probably best to replace it now whilst I still am in here. So let's have a look in my box of spares. There we go. That one, much better, cleaner, nicer, generally more tidy. So just got a bit of tape stuck to it, but that's about it. I'm going to chuck that other one in the box of spares because obviously I've put the analog stick in it. I want to keep that. But let's get this camera changed. So, screwdriver. The little ditty screw over there. Put that with it. Now this camera's annoying because it's the middle cable. So do I pop the screen out? Yeah, I'm gonna pop the screen out. Carefully. Lay it on its back and pull this cable through. And then wind up these 3 cables here into a nice tight bundle. In fact, I'm just going to wind up the 2 middle ones. I'm going to do the camera and the LCD. Just going to wind them 2 up. So keep that one there. Wind these 2 up. Chop them 2 out. I don't like this sticky. That can sod off. That's annoying me. Now that that's free, I can remove you very carefully from the twist you're in with the LCD. Let's have a little look at this. It's got some damage on it, so yeah. I'm not sure if that was the cause of it, but I imagine it was. So let's chuck it in the bin. And we'll take this one. I'm going to pop that under there. Ugh. I've got to try and twist that up with the screen one again. And getting back through that hole without causing any damage. is one of them moments where I'm starting to think I probably should have just taken all of them out, because that doesn't look great, to be quite frank. This one is now knackered. No, right, stuff it. Don't try and do it that way. Well, you can, but it just makes life difficult. And of course, all this time I'm trying not to get fingerprints on the screen. I'm just getting more on it. See, that'd be fine. If I can poke it through that way. No, you're an idiot. I'm going to end up breaking these. If you've watched the channel before, you'll know I've done lots of these 3DS screens, and this is the most I've struggled with one for ages. All because I'm trying to do things... Oh, it's about face. Fine. Just... I was trying to do things the quick way. As it turns out, quick way isn't very blooming quick. And now I don't know how to get this out. Right. Unclip that from there. Right. You're out of the way. Right, that's a bit better. So removing that really helps. Marvellous. Right. Speaker back in. Those two need to come up now, and that needs to go back down. This is so fiddly. Even when you've done hundreds of them. And I mean, it's not even guaranteed to work once I put it back together, because of after all that stress these cables have had now, I've got no idea if I've damaged them or not. So we will have to have a look before it all goes back together, won't we? Let's just stick you on there for a minute. Basically for safety. Or not. You on there. Camera. Backlight. LCD. Right. Basically just want it to power on. Yep. And to test the camera, of course. Good. That looks better. Much better. Okay, let's be very gentle with this, because now it all needs to get rebuilt properly. And now we know it works, I don't want to damage anything in the process of putting it back together. So, annoyingly, this needs to come out again. I forgot one thing. Well, I've probably forgot many things over the years, but the main thing I forgot just now is the cable. Needs to go back. Oh, popped one of the things out. I'll blame the speaker for that entirely. I'm going to find another sticky thing for that side. get yourself stuck in place. Thank you. Get in your home. Marvellous. Right. You can now go back down there. You still have your spacer on, so you can go back there. I need to see if I can find a spacer for another one. Some speakers somewhere, because they'll have a spacer on them. There you go, there's another one. So that can go in there. Otherwise they tend to rattle, and nobody wants that. It's really annoying. So let's try this again. There you go, that's in there. Marvellous. Now, where's this replacement? Poke that one through, get it out of the way so it doesn't take up too much space. Straighten that one up, poke it through, get the other two. Up and through. There we go. Fold that back down, get the hinge squashed back in place, and hopefully, yep, that opens and clicks nicely, so we can have the top shell back, almost back on. Don't forget to put the 3D slider in. Then we'll put the top back on. I'm not gonna screw it up anytime soon. That'll be the last job, because I need to clean the screen and stuff as well. But for now, let's flip that back like this, because it gives us a little bit more length on those cables. And I want to run this back along its channel. Can't believe I struggled so much with putting those cables back in. I hope you all skipped through the pain, but I bet you didn't. I bet you just sat there and laughed at me. Like, what's this idiot doing? He's done that 1,000 times and he's never struggled this much. I mean, I definitely have struggled more than that when I first started. It's not the easiest job in the world. I've just had a lot of experience changing them. And even with that much experience on it, you can still end up struggling, as you've just seen. So, B, you get to go there. Why? Well, because that's where it fits. But also, why fits there? What have we got now? A, you're going to go over in this corner up here. And that will leave X to fit somewhere. How about there? Marvellous. I'll get that one to sit over those. I did have a light tube somewhere. and it was sat in that. But I appear to have lost it. Oh, this is just great. Let's put the buttons in and then we'll look for the light tube. It's made its way over here somehow. Somehow it went from there to there. I don't know how. But either way, let's put that back up in there. He says that goes up there. Right, okay. Yep. Get this, slide that back in, stop that coming out. Chuck the power button on. Cover you up. Cover you up. And then we're going to find the actual brains. One, two, and that third one. Lovely. So this should be able to go down in place now. Yes. Then we can put the camera in place. And the backlight / speakers. I'm not going to stick that down because you need to put that down first. And I need to lift it up because the switch isn't quite in the right place. It is now though. Okay, fold you back up. Let's have a few screws on that side just to hold it in place. And then we'll flick the power on to make sure it works while we're here. That's going to be a no. I reckon I've got the wrong battery. Idiot. There you go. Right, can I see some life, please? Yep, jolly good. I'm happy about that. So happy, I'm going to put the rest of it together and then we'll sort out that top section. Where's the one I got rid of? There it is, because this is still stuck in there. The little bit that holds the microphone in place. So that can go in there. This can come back off and we'll plug it in. Marvellous. So, two of these. One there. And one there. And then we're going to take this little black piece here, pop that back on there. And there's two black screws for it, so we'll move them over to here, take one of them. screwed on. Then we need this, the SD card reader. Get that in place. Let's get it screwed back down and then soldered back down. I don't care what you say, when they made this, they didn't cheap out overly, because it's all modular. It's nice, because if that breaks, just take it off, throw it away. If that breaks, take it off, throw it away. Get a new one, plug it on, jobs are good enough. With some of the newer models, they really made it much harder to fix things. Right, you. And you. Now I'm going to give this a bit of a clean and just chuck a bit of newer solder on there as well. Nice. I just realised I stole that knife from Steve. Sorry, Steve. I've been watching your videos lately. Right, chuck those on there. Make sure it's facing the right way up. Yep, that's good. Where's my screws for that? One here and one here. Ah, but the left and right both weren't working on that one, were they? They were both a bit knackered on there. Have I got a rear shell that looks nice? And the answer to that is no. I have got another rear shell. So first things first, move that screw over there because I'm going to need that in a minute. I am going to douse that in that. But I'm going to see if this works. Now that back's on, let's just sort this top screen out. Sit the camera back where it's meant to sit, sit this where it's meant to sit. Get that all screwed down. Marvellous. Now, if I just clean that up. Right, that's a bit cleaner, no fingerprints left. I'm going to take one of these. slam it right on there. There is another front layer of sticky on that as well, thankfully. Otherwise I'd be putting a very scratched looking one on there. But let's find the battery that works. And see if these L and R buttons are any good. R works, L works. And now it's crashed. It's not, it's just telling me stuff. L and R work a treat. Before we strip it all down and steal the parts from that mangled shell and put in that one, let's just see if spraying crap on these has solved the issue. Well, at least that went on first time. Brilliant. Oh, cut myself. No, it's a splinter. Oh, you little git. Yeah, L works, but R doesn't. What is it with these R buttons? Let's get in there. Right. Let's have that back off. Let's leave that to soak. In the meantime, whilst that's soaking, I'm going to put the other back on here, and I'm going to go and update this to the latest firmware as well, because with these old ones it's always worth updating and checking them to see if they happen to have the ambassador program stuff on there. So I'll be back. Right, I'm back. I've got the pink one back again now. As you can see, the only exciting thing on here was Metroid Prime Blaster Ball, but whilst I wait for the other one to update, I may as well pop these out and we'll swap this over, because this one's pretty nasty as well. So yeah, again, wedge some tweezers under here just to get a bit of a grip on it until you can peel it a bit. The thing is, you've got to be really careful on this, because you don't want to smash the screen, especially on one that's basically ready to go, apart from replacing a £2 bit of plastic. There we go. If anyone knows what those little black bits of rubber on this front of a 3DS is called and has a link to get any from anywhere, I'd really appreciate if you hit me up with a link, because it would be nice to have brand new ones of these little things that fit down the side here. It'd be really great to have new ones of those to replace, because these are, well, crap. They're supposed to be stopping this screen touching there, and now obviously because this is a nice new one, let's carefully with a fingernail just peel that off and off. There's the first one sorted. So we've got one back into a working state. I can't be bothered to delete all of these folders, so settings, I'm just going to go and format it into a brand new system. So I'll take this away and I'll be back with the other one. Right, I'm back. I've updated it, and no, there's no Ambassador Program games on there, which is a touch disappointing. In fact, there's nothing on there at all. So this has had a good 20 minutes or so to sit and soak, and I'm just going to hope that that time has been productively spent with this soaking through to the buttons and making them much more amenable. But we'll have to see. I want this one just to go and click away nicely. The left is, the right isn't. Let's just double check this camera quickly. Yeah, I know there's no SD card, I haven't put it in. So, oh, you prat. I've gone for the eShop. Ah, well, we'll look at the camera after. Let's get this. Should we pick a really nice one if we're gonna have to swap things over? I mean, this one doesn't look too bad. Let's try this one. It's got a nice fat Void sticker on it. Why is that? It's even got a stylus in. Wonderful. Let's see how this one behaves. It needs a wipe over, but yeah, that's going to be okay. Yes, the right works, the left works. Brilliant. Well, you know what we're doing now, don't you? Screwing it together, because this has taken long enough. I'm not going to mess about pulling things out when this one is in quite good nick. It's got a little scuff there, but that's not bad. And yeah, I'll give them a clean up and get them gone. So it looks like we've spent a couple of hours sorting these out. But 3DSs are doing around £90 to £100 each at the moment. Paying 50 quid for the pair. minus fees, minus postage. Still going to see, and minus parts. Obviously, apart from the lenses, the only parts I've used have been repurposed parts from the spare parts box. But still, there's an easy £100 in this. Of course, there is my time to do it, but then I'm making a video, so that's entertainment for me and you, hopefully. So yeah, One Up Gaming will make some money out of these, and I've had fun repairing them. Although now, once I've cleaned them and listed them and hopefully sell them, I have still got post to do for other stuff that's sold. So I had really better pull my finger out and do some post. So let's just get that screwed in. I'm going to peel off the screen protector from here as well. Well, I say the screen protector, the covering that's on this new lens, and yeah, that looks tasty. It's a shame I haven't got other rubber bits to go there, but there we have it. One blue, one pink, and what was our original problem with them? They wouldn't power on and they wouldn't charge. So let's just plug you in there. You're charging, which is great, and you're charging, which is great. So we've fixed both of those and saved them from landfill. And on that note, thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.